मॉर्निंग फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल @मरीन टेक पांडे जी में आपका स्वागत है। जैसा कि आप सब्जेक्ट देख रहे हैं, ये वीडियो है सीप एंकर एंड सीप एंकरिंग मेथड से रिलेटेड। तो सीप का एंकर क्या होता है? अगर सीप को कहीं एक जगह पे खड़ा करना रहता है तो सीप को एंकर डाला जाता है ताकि सीप जो है ज़्यादा मूवमेंट ना कर सके। तो शिप का एंकर और उसको एंकरिंग कैसे करते हैं उसका मेथड जो है इस वीडियो में आपको मिलेगा। तो आप मेरे चैनल के साथ बने रहें, वीडियो को अंत तक देखिए, सब्सक्राइब करें चैनल को और शेयर करें। There are many ways to anchor the ship. Duration and location depends on a number of variables and external factors. For example, wind direction and strength, current and tidal current. Consider the most common mounting methods. Anchoring is one of the most frequent operation on board ship. The duration and location of anchoring is influenced by a number of variables and external factors. Although the types of seabed is of the paramount importance for anchoring, a soft muddy bottom or muddy bottom is preferred. Care Care should be taken to ensure that there are no power lines, submarines, cables, pipelines, or rocks at the bottom of the anchorage. Various anchorage methods include with direction and strength, current and tidal current. Often a good knowledge of local conditions helps the seafarer to determine the necessary maneuvers and action to be taken when anchored. शिप एंकर्स एंड शिप एंकरिंग मेथड्स। एंकरिंग प्रोसीजर देखिए फोटो में डायग्राम में दिया हुआ है। ये जेट्टी है, जेट्टी पे वेसल लगा हुआ है। द मोस्ट कॉमन एंकरिंग मेथड्स आर पहला लेट्स गो मेथड। दिस मेथड इज यूज्ड ऑन ए वाइड वेराइटी ऑफ वेसल्स इंक्लूडिंग स्मॉल क्राफ्ट एंड प्लेजर याchts एज वेल एज लार्जर वेसल अप टू 10,000 GRT, sorry, 1 lakh GRT, 1 lakh GRT. The principal used in this method is for the anchor to slide with a cable under its own weight from the house tube. Line weight, windlass holding force and boat interior are factors that must be controlled by the boat to ensure that the anchor is buried and the line is subsequently stored to pull back. When approaching the place of anchoring, the speed of the vessel relative to the ground is reduced to zero with the help of the engine and the rudder. At the same point, the anchor together with the cable can jump out under its own weight. As soon as the legs touch the bottom of the chain touches the ground, the motors are moved backward or forward depending on the prevailing wind and current condition to obtain backward momentum with respect to the ground, which will stake the cable. ठीक है, this can be paid for by the control application of the brakes so that the cable length does not run out completely. Often under such conditions, the combined effect of wind and current of the vessel also tends to wobble and fall astern. Pay attention to the preferred turning direction and which side to use the anchor. Care should also be taken to ensure that the entire cable is not damaged and does not allow cable accumulation, which can lead to kinks in the cable. When approaching the anchorage, the captain of the ship usually lowers the anchor to the water level so that when brakes are released, the cables can be freely extended. Sometimes, after a long sea voyage, the anchor could get stuck in the hose pipe and not jump off it under its own weight. As a primitive and good maritime practice, always check the condition of the winch brake pad prior to use. On a few occasions, often on older ships, repeated use the brake pads was found to be completely worn out or less than the required thickness, resulting in a significant reduction in braking power, resulting in the cable completely falling under its own weight, resulting in the loss of anchor and cable both. Uneven loads or excessive aft impulse after applying the brakes can damage the windlass, its foot, and the base. Engines should be used to contract excessive ship interior, and when using engines, the condition of the ship loaded or in a blast should always be kept in mind. Prolonged terms can develop enough momentum in a busy vessel to tighten the anchor or even break the line. It has been found that a loaded vessel is more sensitive to the effects of current or tides, while a vessel is in ballast drifts largely due to wind. The combined effects and direction of the local condition can be helpful in the preparing for the anchoring. दूसरा है walk back. Most companies have their own rules for anchoring large ships such as VLCC or ULCCs, which must be followed without fail. The reserve anchorage method is recommended, that is used primarily on a vessel over 1,00,000 GRT. The principle of operation is the same, but the cable is spread by a winch at a fixed speed. When approaching the anchorage, the speed of the vessel on the ground gradually decreases to zero, and the anchor is lowered into the water. As it touches the bottom, a greater length is paid for, and the engines are shifted aft to develop a little movement aft to lay the cable well when the anchor legs dig into the seabed. This method usually takes longer than the vacation method. However, it allows captain to better control the amount of cable paid and the weight of the windlass. It is important that the captain of the vessel has correctly assessed tidal conditions, gusty winds, or strong coastal current in advance in order to take into account the movement of the vessel when lying the line. Typically, the design speed of winch is about 30 to 35 feet per minute, which is about 0.3 knots above the ground. Also, the windlass is designed to lift up to 3 to 4 cycles along with the weight of the anchor. The flyback method prevents cable buildup or kinking, which is paid for while in the energies, and thus provide better control for the captain or pilot to ensure that the anchor is held and not dragged. However, the boat's ground speed must be carefully controlled to avoid undue stress on the windlass that is being used while in gear. The third method is dredging anchor. Ship anchor can be used not only for mooring but also when maneuvering along canals and other similar areas with traffic restriction. Dredging anchors are a technique used to assist a vessel in maneuvering during the absence of inability of torque to provide assistance as needed. The dredging anchor sniffing the bottom of the ship will hold the bow, allowing the ship to move forward and backward. This moves the ship's pivot point forward. Then, to overcome the resistance of the armature, a propulsion system is used to provide good steering at low speed. Today, ships have both thrusters to steer the bow when moving forward or backward. When piloting is in tight confines in confined waters, or when maneuvering vessels in somewhat confined space, both thruster or tugs can be helpful. Sometimes ships have to first cross up through a limited channel between ships or buoys using thruster and bow thrusters. Now, since the stern tilts while the boat is turned due to the lateral thrust. In this case, a tug is used at the stern, and the engine is used sparingly only to correct any deviation in the desired direction of the travel. A control tug is also located in the bow of the vessel, which monitors it and prevents deviation from the course. The control tug also help to stop the ship's inertia so that its engine does not find in time. What happens when there is no bow thruster on a bow check tug? A towing tug is necessary as the vessel will invariably defect. With every second the engine is operated astern due to lateral thrust. In such an emergency, the anchor becomes the lifeguard. Ideally, the cable length should not be 1.5 to or 2 times the depth of the water. Moreover, it is usually advisable to have a good understanding of the sea or river bed before performing this operation. Thank you for watching this video @MarineTech पांडे जी. आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सब्सक्राइब करें, वीडियोज़ व्यू करें, लाइक करें, शेयर करें. थैंक यू वेरी मच.